They grew trees in circles and harvested 400% more. Why modern farming hid this? The biggest yield boosts in farming history didn't come from fertilizers or machines, they came from geometry. Long before neat rows became the global standard, growers planted trees in circles and watched harvests explode. Not by 10%, not by double, by numbers so dramatic they sound fake today. Up to 4 times more food from the same land. So here's the uncomfortable question we have to ask. If circle planting worked this well, why did we stop? Welcome back to Soilsage Chronicles. Today we're digging into one of the most powerful forgotten growing systems ever used, and once you understand it, you'll never look at rows the same way again. Circle planting is not random, it's a deliberate design that copies how plants organize themselves in nature. Trees rarely grow in straight lines in the wild, they cluster, they curve, they form living communities where roots, fungi, microbes, shade, and moisture are shared. In a circle system, trees are planted around a central point rather than stretched out in rows. The center often becomes a compost hub, water catchment, or nutrient well. Every tree faces inward and outward at the same time. That symmetry matters more than most people realize. Roots don't compete the same way they do in rows. Instead of racing sideways into another plant's territory, they spread into shared zones rich with organic matter. Nutrients circulate rather than leach away. Moisture stays where it's needed. The whole system behaves like one organism. That alone explains a big part of the yield jump. The 400% increase wasn't magic, it was stacking advantages. First, microclimates form naturally. The inner circle stays cooler during heat and warmer during cold. Wind slows down, moisture evaporates more slowly. Trees experience less stress, which means more energy goes into fruiting instead of survival. Second, light is used more efficiently. In rows, outer plants get blasted while inner ones struggle. In circles, light angles change throughout the day, spreading exposure more evenly. Leaves photosynthesize longer, growth becomes balanced. Third, soil life thrives. Organic matter placed in the center feeds outward through fungal networks. Mycorrhizal fungi connect roots across the circle, sharing nutrients and water. One struggling tree can be supported by others without human intervention. Fourth, space is used vertically instead of horizontally. Tall trees, mid-level shrubs, and ground covers coexist naturally. More food per square meter, less wasted land. When these effects combine, yields don't increase linearly, they multiply. Let's get practical. A classic productive tree circle uses a diameter of about 6 meters, that's roughly 20 feet across. At the center, dig a compost basin 1 meter wide and 30 centimeters deep. Fill it with layered organic matter like leaves, kitchen scraps, aged manure, and soil. Water it thoroughly, using 20 liters of water to fully saturate the core. Around the edge of the circle, plant 6 to 8 trees evenly spaced. Each tree should be about 2.5 meters from the center. This spacing allows full canopy development without crowding. Mulch the entire circle heavily. Aim for at least 10 centimeters of mulch depth. This locks in moisture and, feeds soil organisms continuously. For watering, instead of irrigating each tree separately, pour water into the center. Use 40 liters twice a week during establishment. The water spreads outward through the root zone, encouraging roots to grow inward and connect. That inward root movement is one of the hidden secrets of circle planting. So if circles worked so well, why did agriculture abandon them? The answer isn't yield, it's machinery. Rows are easy for tractors, easy for plows, easy for harvesting equipment. They allow straight line efficiency, not biological efficiency. Once farming scaled up, systems that couldn't be mechanized were pushed aside, even if they produced more food per area. Rows also make ownership and measurement simpler. Straight lines divide land neatly. Circles don't fit well on paper maps or in spreadsheets. Over time, what was easiest to manage replaced what was most productive. And something else happened quietly. Knowledge transfer broke. Techniques passed through observation and practice were replaced by standardized manuals. Circle systems didn't vanish because they failed. They vanished because they didn't fit industrial logic. Row planting encourages nutrient runoff. Water flows in channels. Fertilizers move away from roots. Soil compacts between rows. Circle planting does the opposite. Water slows down as it moves inward. Nutrients spiral rather than escape. Soil stays porous because roots grow in all directions. Over time, soil organic matter increases even without constant inputs. That's actually one reason why older circle-based orchards often outperform younger row-based ones, even when they use less fertilizer. You know, healthy soil isn't really built in straight lines. Here's something surprising. Beginners often do better with circle planting than experienced row growers. Why? Well, it's because the system kind of self-corrects. If one tree lags, shared soil biology helps compensate. If watering is uneven, the center redistributes moisture. Mistakes are absorbed instead of amplified. Rows punish inconsistency. Circles forgive it. For new gardeners, that forgiveness can mean the difference between frustration and success. You don't need ancient tools or special land to use this today. Even small gardens can use half circles against walls or fences. Container growers can mimic the effect by grouping pots around a shared compost bucket with drainage holes. The principle stays the same: shared center, curved spacing, cooperative roots. Once you understand the principle, the design adapts to almost any space. Water is becoming scarce, fertilizers are expensive, soil degradation is accelerating. Circle planting addresses all three without increasing inputs. It's not a trend, it's a rediscovery. When people talk about sustainable intensification, this is what it looks like: more yield, less waste, healthier soil. And it's been hiding in plain sight. At Soilsage Chronicles, we don't chase hacks, we uncover systems that last. Circle planting isn't about nostalgia, it's about alignment with how plants actually work together. When we stop forcing nature into straight lines, it rewards us generously. That 400% yield increase wasn't an anomaly, it was a signal. If this opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who still thinks rows are the only way. Subscribe to Soilsage Chronicles for more forgotten wisdom that still works today. And as always, grow smarter, not harder.